Now this would be very interesting to think about. For years, a lot of Godzilla fans wondered what would happen if Godzilla fought another Godzilla. Now, of course, this was before Toho had a huge problem with Legendary making Godzilla into a species. But will Toho have a problem with Godzilla meeting a Godzilla from another universe? I'm gonna say most likely not. They would probably allow this crossover to happen as long as these two Godzillas are not the same species. Of course, they probably won't be the same species, but yeah. If this crossover does happen, then this would be a very interesting one. Now the big question is, how big would the Stan Winston Godzilla be? Well, knowing that Legendary Godzilla's current height is 120 meters, we're going to make the Stan Winston Godzilla the same size. And possibly to be just as powerful as Legendary, if not even more powerful than Legendary Godzilla. This will be a very interesting movie to see. The Stan Winston Godzilla versus the Legendary Godzilla. The old versus the new. The new king versus the old king. The Stan Winston Godzilla has been considered as the old king of the monsters, at least in the American films, while Legendary is the new guy around. But what if there was another twist? That twist being Zilla, or possibly Zilla Jr., being included in this battle. This would be one hell of an interesting battle. We'll see three of the American Godzillas going head-to-head with each other. Most likely this will probably be a free-for-all. There's no one taking no sides until most likely a common enemy shows up. That common enemy could be rather a classic monster or a very new monster. And this will possibly force both Godzillas and Zilla to team up to bring this monster down. And this would possibly be the greatest team-up in history, possibly even more better than Godzilla and Kong. Fans seen basically not one, not two, but possibly three Godzillas teaming up together. That would probably make the box office go crazy, depending on how good the story and the characters are. If the story and characters are great, then this movie might possibly be the most successful Godzilla movie in history, possibly reaching maybe $6 million worldwide. And like I said, this just depends if the story and the characters are good, and the soundtrack. Can't forget about the soundtrack. And this would be a very interesting what if to think about. Because, like I said, we got the Stan Winston Godzilla in this alternative universe still being a thing. He would still happen. His movie would still happen, but possibly much different. His movie series will possibly continue even after the Godzilla vs. Destroyer. And if you really think about it, Zilla would still happen, and the Legendary Godzilla would still happen. The Millennium Era of Godzillas would still happen. But then away, folks, we'll be getting Godzilla movies from not only from America, but from Japan as well. Basically, we're getting Godzilla movies left and right in this what if. And like I said, if the Stan Winston Godzilla movies continue to this very day, then most likely the Stan Winston Godzilla movie series will possibly be considered as possibly the longest lasting Godzilla movie series so far. Possibly lasting longer than, let's say, the Showa, Heisei, and Millennium era. Basically, this movie series will possibly continue like the Reiwa era of Godzilla movies, where we get different versions of the King of the Monsters left and right. Like, for example, Monsterverse Godzilla, Gemstone Godzilla, Godzilla -1, Godzilla Ultima, Godzilla Earth, Snow Godzilla, Shin Godzilla. You get the point. We'll be getting Godzilla movies just crazy. Not only that, but like I said before, with the Stan Winston Godzilla movies continuing, I say that TriStar will possibly be very successful with these Godzilla movies. And like I said, Zilla would still most likely happen. Then, because a new director will probably want to do their own take of the King of the Monsters. And with the 1998 Godzilla movie possibly still happening in this alternative universe, Toho would want to create the Millennium era of Godzilla movies. So within a way, folks, in this What If, Godzilla fans will be eating good, because they get like the freaking Stan Winston Godzilla movies and the Millennium Godzilla movies. And if the Stan Winston Godzilla movies continue to this day, most likely the Monsterverse would still happen. Which, again, Godzilla fans will be eating good, because now they'll be watching 2 American Godzillas. The Stan Winston Godzilla movies, and of course, the Monsterverse. And the more I think about it, the more I feel like this would be a very interesting what if to really think about if this really did happen. If this really did happen, then yeah, I would say that this would be a very good time to be a Godzilla fan. So, yeah, that's it for this video. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think would happen if the Stan Winston Godzilla movie continued, or was actually made? Do you think it would have continued to this very day? Do you think Zilla and the Monsterverse Godzilla would still exist? And do you still think that Toho would still make their own Godzilla movies? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.